Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Brought to you by Fumbisayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority.
Well, it is the 22nd day of October 2022. Welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight. Now, before we delve into tonight's newscast, let's first take a look at the top stories of the night. And in our top stories tonight, hundreds flee to Tesoro as war in DRC escalates. Uganda suffers a 10-1 loss against Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations. Paul Sunday Molot installed as the third Emor of Teso. And General Muhoozi urges West Nile youth to embrace talents for development. Good evening once again. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Now we start off with President Museveni has commissioned the Day Biopharma multi-billion vaccine manufacturing plant in Chigogwa in Wakiso district. The facility under the Day Group is expected to not only manufacture drugs and vaccines, but also make them readily available in the country. We have the details.
The Shillings 1.8 trillion facilities in Chigogwa sits on 150 acres of land, and it will manufacture quality biological drugs, the mRNA vaccine, that will be sold at relatively low price to their clients. They, Biopharma, will produce all the biological medicines listed as essential drugs. Commissioning the plant at Chigogwa in Wakiso district, President Museveni saluted the proprietors for this massive investment in the field of science. He also revealed that the government is committed towards funding research innovations.
So really, I want to salute Magora, salute his family, his wife, and those who have been sticking with him, because this is part of the resistance movement. We resist all these bad people. You don't give up. When we were here, it was the same story. We were resisting. Now Magora has had to fight. And others. Everybody who does something good in Africa is fought by the new colonial Africans. Buli Africa ageza kukola ekyomugaso, Abafrika bali abakolera abanyunyusi bamulwanyisa. They can't see value. Ekyomugaso tebakiraba, balaga ebifu bye balaba, bye batwala ng'ebikulu.
On the issue of limited raw materials to be used by the pharmaceutical plant, President Museveni assured the factory that they should not worry because Ugandans are very hardworking and will be able to produce the raw materials.
Importing. But you find people who say they are leaders, they don't care about that. That's why Africa has got so many problems. I'm very happy when I see some people coming up, like Magora. This young man, you heard what triggered his interest. Two things actually that triggered his interest.
A team from the World Health Organization previously visited the facility and expressed satisfaction at which it was shaping up. The commissioning was witnessed by the first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga, and the former Prime Minister, Amama Mbabazi, who were elected with the new development.
So from this small village of Matuga, the whole world is going to be supplying. So it's a very, very big thing for us. By way of import substitution, but also capacity building and employment.
Lack access to essential medicines, vaccines, and medical devices. And as all of us are aware, where there is demand, there will be supply. And this vacuum is too often filled by substandard and falsified medicines, peddled by organizations searching for profit, no matter what the human cost.
On his part, Matthias Magora, the managing director, They Biopharma Limited, said that the $500 million project, which will be implemented in phases, is being funded by the Equity Bank, Uganda Development Bank, and other institutions. Haruna Mtesasira, reporting for UBC News in Chigogwa, Wakiso District.
Vice President Jessica Lupo presided over the groundbreaking ceremony for the refurbishment and equipping of Busolwe General Hospital in Butaleja District, Eastern Uganda. The 55-year-old hospital is to be renovated at a cost of 28 billion Uganda shillings. The 18 months project is funded by the Government of Uganda and the Kingdom of Spain.
Population that effectively contributes to socio-economic growth, which will be achieved by the provision of accessible and quality health care to all the people of Uganda. The health of the Ugandan population is central to the socio-economic transformation of our country. The poor health status of our people will undermine the economic benefits of attaining universal health coverage by 2030 and the National Vision 2040 if health service delivery is not improved. In that vein, the Government of the Republic of Uganda, with the support of the Kingdom of Spain under the debt swap program, has committed US $20 million, equivalent to 75 billion Uganda shillings, towards construction, refurbishment, and equipment of Kaolo and Busolwe General Hospitals. The objective of the project is to contribute towards universal health coverage with essential health and related services through improvement of the accident and emergency and reproductive health services at the said general hospitals. The project scope includes renovation of hospital wards, extensions, new constructions to expand and improve accident and emergency wards, as well as the improvement of the water supply and sewerage and an upgrade to the power supply. At the same time, it includes supply of the hospital, which will be fitted with the latest medical equipment and an ambulance to support the transport and referral of patients. Kaolo Hospital, that is part of this project, has already been refurbished, equipped, and handed over in April 2019 at a cost of United States $10.67 million, equivalent to 40.5 billion Uganda shillings. And this has greatly improved services, especially the accident and emergency services, given that the hospital is in that accident corridor between Lugazi and Jinja. Despite the delays to commence the construction works in Busolwe Hospital, which is attributed to COVID-19 and other unforeseeable events, I am particularly pleased that Busolwe Hospital, which is in a bad state of disrepair, is finally getting a state-of-the-art facelift and is going to be well equipped. The total cost of refurbishment and equipment is estimated at 28 billion Uganda shillings, and all the procurement processes have been completed. All the medical buildings will be refurbished, coupled with the construction of the trauma center for accident and emergency that also includes an imaging center that will be equipped with a modern equipment and the state-of-the-art X-ray machine. In addition, Government of Uganda, through the Engineering Brigade of the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, is currently refurbishing all staff houses in this hospital at a cost of 5.2 billion Uganda shillings in order to improve the living conditions of our health workers.
It is of great concern that low-developed road infrastructure remains part of Great Luero, something local leaders have attributed to corruption. State Minister for Works, Musa Francis Echweru, says it is a challenge that cuts across all regions of the country, vowing to deal with the anomalies. Now, this was during a stakeholder engagement on the state of roads and other social services in Greater Luero, an event convened by the Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja.
This is Luero. The road is busy and to some extent developed. Transport operators are taking a swipe at the opportunity to fend for livelihood. Just on the roadside sits Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRA, a government agency responsible for road constructions in Uganda. It was at this venue that stakeholders held an engagement on the status of roads and other social services. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja was the chief convener of the meeting. Her official opening was just enough to open a Pandora's box on the status of roads in the area. Corruption, fund mismanagement, and what others described as sole decision-making by chief administrative officers were some of the concerns.
Twegabanyizzaamu olw'okubeera batukwerinze nga Honorable Najjuma bw'agamba abadde responsible eri query ezo auditors yatukwerinze engineer oyo bamuyita Arnold Mugwanya abadde acting ono ye substantive.
Olumu oyinza n'okuwaayiriza ataakoze kintu naye nga waliwo ensonga so kati kitegeeza nti mu communication n'ebikolebwa ku mpapula bya njawulo.
N'amasimu in fact era twagala musaininge tusigaze amasimu gammwe bano basobola okugakozesa nga ne bwoba oli ero sisiri bakuweereza kakati wano chief abatasobola kukubuzaabuza na kulima mbu titwafunye ki sente ezo.
To accompany the Prime Minister at this engagement was State Minister for Works, Musa Francis Echweru. He agreed with the raised concerns, citing similar occurrences in other areas of the country.
What they did with our equipment, they work again with the cow and hire the equipment to the private contractors. One excavator in a day is 1.5 million, sometimes 2 million. So if the engineer and the cow hire it for 1 month to a private contractor who has been given a work by government even, that man will be earning about 1.5 to 2 million a day.
This, however, was not to say that nothing is being done to address the anomalies.
We want from now going forward, all the money that goes to the district should not only be known by the district roads committee. All the money that has gone to the district for roads should be public knowledge to all the citizens in that district. This district this year, this quarter, has received 400 million for doing roads. That is Amuria district, for example, or Lira, if we want to be very precise, like where I am now.
At the end of the day, it was agreed that indeed there is a problem of road infrastructure in the Greater Luweero.
So mutkirize kolagane neba district leaders tulabe wetugenda okuteeka hamsi nga bwetudabiriza obuti oba potholes.
I think we need to regularly have search so we can now also check ourselves.
The meeting brought together local leaders from the districts of Greater Luweero, including Nakaseke, Nakasongola and Luweero. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Presidential Advisor, Special Operations General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has committed himself to the development and search for talents across the country, especially among the youth. General Muhoozi, who has been in Arua City to officiate over the climax of a 2 weeks sports gala in West Nile, says that now that he is free, it is a good moment for him to meet his dream.
Different sportsmen and women have been competing in different disciplines under the MK and Team Chairman Talent Search Festival in West Nile. This Saturday, the competition witnessed its climax as Arua City edged Yumbe District in the men's football category, joining Nebi District, which had earlier claimed the women category.
The young people, this is our home. There is a lot of money in football. You have an opportunity if you missed school, but you have talent, you can survive on your talent.
Let us support the idea. You are not. The idea is to bring the talent out of you. The idea is to ensure you, the youth, embrace everything with the coming generation.
Led by Michael Kaguta, also known as Team Chairman, thousands of West Nilers later gathered at Arua City Golf Course grounds to welcome the former Commander Land Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
Kainerugaba is already arriving.
First of all, I want to thank General for the commitment and fulfilling your promise of visiting West Nile. I thank you so much.
This was equally an opportunity to the region to lobby for better and quality services through the First Sun.
The Arua Nebi Manibe Road through Terebu is so terrible. Koboko Yumbe Moyo roads are in need of something urgent.
In attendance was the newly appointed overall commander, Operation Shuja and Mountains Division, Major General Dick Olum.
Work to sustain what you started. That is your mission. It's not anybody's. It's you and the CLF now that began it all. But we like to assure you, I am from West Nile. We shall fulfill it to the maximum.
Major General Dick Olum later invited the chief guest, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, to address the gathering.
Sports is also a unifying factor. It unifies us. When Uganda Cranes is playing, there is no political party, there is no language, there is no region. We are all Ugandans supporting our team.
Giving examples of the many talents within the region, General Muhoozi reiterated his love and support for sports and talents.
As I said, when I handed over my last office of Commander Land Forces, I intend to focus on the youth and youth activities like this, like sports. We pledge to work with government to ensure that the interests of the youth are taken care of.
Kainerugaba also highlighted some key interventions government is taking to light up the sports sector.
Government is paying the salaries of Uganda cranes and the female counterparts, the crested cranes. Government is paying their salaries. Government now gives FUFA 10 billion shillings annually for their activities. Government is already financing all the other 55 sporting umbrella bodies. Government is currently refurbishing Mandela Sports Stadium in Nambole, and that job is being done by our own UPDF engineering brigade. So the President has put a lot of effort into this area, the area of sports.
Flanked by Michael Kaguta, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba awarded the winners. Muhoozi Kainerugaba was also given a spear and an arrow by residents.
In case of any threat, we have the shield, we have the dagger, we have bow and arrow, and a stool.
Besides trophies and accolades, prizes such as cash and motorbikes were also handed over to category winners. West Nile now joins other regions which have already embraced General and appreciated him for the support of sports and team chairman. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The newly elected cultural leader of the Iteso, Paul Sunday Emolot, has officially been installed as the third Emoromor of Iteso at a colorful ceremony in Soroti City. Paul Sunday Emolot was elected after the former Iteso leader Augustine Osuban Lemokol died earlier this year. However, the Iteso have faulted the government and top Iteso leaders in government for boycotting the enthronement event of the cultural leader. We have the details in this report.
The ceremony to install the newly elected cultural leader of the Iteso was held at the Mayor's Gardens in Soroti City and started at about 3 p.m. this Saturday. The newly elected cultural leader was first taken to a cultural hut for the father of Imori as a passage of right into elderhood.
This place is restricted.
Later, the cultural leader was handed over the instruments of power of the Iteso Cultural Institution.
Father hands over the shield to his son. The father has just transferred the shield after the other instruments of authority.
That was also followed by the religious installation that was presided over by Dr. Charles Ebintu, the retired bishop of Anglican Diocese of Soroti.
We knew in your power, cause law and justice in mercy to be executed in all your judgments.
I win. The Imoromor commended the government for clearing and supporting his enthronement since it was being challenged in court by his rivals. The Iteso expressed their disappointment that government failed to send an official representative despite having some of the top leaders in the government from the area.
We want to request government, be courteous and stop taking Iteso for granted. No! You supported Renzori, you supported Busoga, you supported Buganda. When it comes to ours, government does not send a central government representative. Why? Honorable Ado is here. Honorable Ado is seated here because she's from Ateker. Honorable Lokeris is seated here because he's from Ateker. Honorable Ikuya is seated there because he's from Ateker. Now, who is representing government in this function?
The Minister for Minerals, Peter Lokeris, defended the government for failing to send a representative and gifts to the new leader, pledging that they will be received. The subjects expressed happiness as they witnessed a new cultural leader installed and urged ITESO to get united and love their leader.
To find out how to unite our people, especially those in politics. We are not happy with our leaders in politics. They are always quarreling, they are always apart. This will not bring development to ITESO. When we have done that, we also bring a unity to our clans, and also ask those who were against Emolo to come back and respect the institution, since we have now set up, since she has now received these powers.
The ITESO successfully elected another Emorimori who underwent all the requirements of initiation, which is popularly known as a Sapan in ITESO. And today, thousands and thousands of ITESO have gathered here in Soroti Mayor's gardens to enthrone their leader. I am so delighted as an ITESO, and I see hope. I see a brighter future. I am now thinking and dreaming and working and believing that the ITESO are going to unite for a common purpose. The ITESO will pull together to fight poverty. The ITESO will pull together to fight ignorance.
The installation ceremony has attracted the ITESO from Kenya, Ethiopia, and diaspora.
My message is that the ITESO Cultural Union should stay with the culture and revive culture amongst the youth, amongst the women, the food that we eat, but also they should stay away from politics. Let them be neutral, not to side with any party.
The issues that are affecting TESO, poverty, education, health, all those are noted in the TESO agenda. I pray that we unite very well and push for the TESO agenda to see that ITESO get out of number 2 of being the poorest in the whole country.
We're overwhelmingly happy as a ITESO that today in the history of TESO again, we've installed the third Emorimor. So to ITESO, not only in Uganda but at the diaspora, let's front unity. Unity with a purpose. Unity against partism. Because once we front that, then we're lost as the ITESO Atekere. They know what I'm speaking about.
Philip Aguta, UBC News in Soroti.
A big congratulations to the people of TESO for the installation of the new Emorimor of TESO. Now moving on, the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Lira Regional Referral Hospital is currently overstretched by the growing numbers of deliveries at the facility. Dr. James Okello, an obstetrician at the hospital, said besides the limited maternal health equipment, the facility delivers about 600 babies monthly. We have the details in this report.
Lira Regional Referral Hospital that serves the entire Lango sub-region and its neighboring district is currently struggling with the limited beds and space in the Obstetrics and Gynecology department. The 19-bed capacity maternity ward now serves an average of 40 mothers daily, while the postnatal ward, which has a capacity of 20 beds, has more admissions, which forces some clients and caregivers to sleep on the floor under the beds, while others spend the night on the verandas and in tents. A caregiver at the maternity, Scovia Omeja, says the previous night heavy rain soaked all their clothes and beddings. She appealed for government intervention to expand the unit.
This is a very, very, very critical department. Anytime life can be lost. And more so, you're not losing one life. In most cases, we are losing both the mother and the unborn baby, or even the newly delivered one, baby. It's a big tall order to serve in that unit.
An obstetrician at the hospital, Dr. James Okello, noted with concern the perineal challenge.
Humanly, it is sometimes difficult.
He says bed priorities are given to pregnant mothers with complications and those with a cesarean section.
Only labor suit deliveries per day is between 20 to 25 deliveries. So preparation for theater is a big challenge. Remember that when a mother comes to this unit, most of them, especially the first-time mothers, do not know that they're going to theater. And they don't come prepared. Some things may be lacking. And that's why you see this mama kit coming handy.
So, great pleasure to partner with
Stanbic Bank Uganda donated maternal health equipment in response to the growing need. Handed over to the hospital authorities were 3 hospital beds and mattresses, a phototherapy unit, a sterilizer, and 100 pieces of mama kits.
I believe it's everyone's responsibility to assist the country's healthcare system in not only lowering the mortality rates, but also providing the best possible maternal care.
The government has gone on to reward scientists, which is a good thing. We are already on that journey. And as I speak right now, you know that we lend to you at a rate of only 18%. If you're a health worker, that is part of the privileges that you enjoy, which is not the case with others.
Stanbic celebrated 160 years of existence last week. The maternal health support is part of the 300 million donation by the bank to give back to the community during this month of All for Love. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Gombe West constituency residents have been urged to avoid selling off their property, but rather to develop them for income generation. Gombe Woman Member of Parliament Rakojo Robina was speaking to residents at Kabula Soke sub-county headquarters, where she donated chicks and 100,000 as a startup fund to residents.
The Member of Parliament Gombe West constituency, Robin Arakojo, has donated over 5,000 chicks and 100,000 Uganda shillings startup cash to each selected recipient. She advised recipients to use the donations to grow their financial base for prosperity. She urged all residents to appreciate agriculture for socio-economic empowerment. The political assistant to the area member of parliament, Musime Eric, expressed optimism that residents will avoid habits of selling off their properties without a serious reason. He appealed to residents of Gombe to have passion for work and improve their household income.
I still urge the people who have gotten this opportunity. In the recent incident, we gave out to the chicks, we gave out the pigs, we gave out several things. But once people take them from here, they go and sell them instead of keeping them and using them for future purposes. They go sell them and get quick money, and you find out that they don't make any profits.
Eric says that people should embrace the spirit of cooperatives, societies, to enhance their community and personal development.
Them really have the urge of working together as a group, contribute, because on top of these chicks, we have given each group, Honorable has given each group a starting fee to buy the food that the chicks are going to feed on. Each group has gotten a startup fee of 100,000. I still call the government to continue giving us these such opportunities for the people to benefit.
The beneficiaries to the constituency project were excited about the MP's support.
I want to take this opportunity to thank my area MP, Mrs. Gulmera Kojo, for the development. She has managed to give us some birds, the broilers, through our groups. And we thank her for each and everything she does for us in Gombe West.
Thank you so much what you have done to develop your area.
I'm amongst the ones that have got these chicks as a side project and as a group called Butiti Widows Tailoring Group. We are so grateful, and we know that with this it is going to lift up high, and we are going to achieve more on what we have been achieving.
Kigezi College, Butobere Kabale, is one of the oldest schools in Uganda, having started over 60 years ago. The school is currently being assisted to regain its former glory after years of wear and tear and recent COVID-19-induced lockdown that led it into debts.
Government and all students are working towards the restoration of Kigezi College, Butobere Kabale municipality. This is after the once Kigezi's academic giant almost closed its gates due to lack of students, disrepair and maladministration. In January this year, at the opening of the first academic term for 2022, the school enrolled less than 100 students, whereas only 7 students were in Senior 1. The number of students there has continued to reduce due to several factors, including indiscipline, poor performance, and poor infrastructure setup. In a meeting that was held at the school premises to welcome the newly appointed board chairperson and members, the school's current head teacher, Justus Masiko, said that the school is being threatened by a high debt burden and a very low enrollment of students.
SAF has done its best to bail out the school, but the struggle continues. At this time, I can request for a combined effort to look at the possibility of waiving off this debt.
The newly appointed chairperson Board of Governors Moses Turiom Rugendo said government disbursed 3 billion shillings for the renovation of the school ever since it was constructed.
We believe that that will go a long way in solving some of the image challenges we have been having, the school learners' environment not being good.
The chairperson alumni forum Elvis Twenda said that despite the government's commitment to support the rehabilitation of the school, the old boys will also do all they can to restore the glory of the school.
We need to bring back our senior schools, come together, pull resources where need be, pull ideas, which is the most important, and then we push for the glory of our school.
The State Minister for Finance in charge of general duties, who is also an old boy of the school, Henry Musasese, confirmed the availability of Ugandan shillings 3 billion currently disbursed for the school's renovation.
The government has made efforts to bring back these schools to normal levels in terms of the renovations Moses is talking about, supporting libraries, laboratories, and many other interventions.
Minister Musasese further asked the new board members and other stakeholders to consider the effective use of the funds for the school's benefit.
Leaders of parish community associations in Masindi municipality are overwhelmed by the increasing numbers SACCOs seek for soft loans to boost their small-scale enterprises. The chairperson of the Western Ward Community Association, Frederick Bagonza, now wants government to scale up the parish community association grants from 30 million Uganda shillings to at least 100 million Uganda shillings.
Health sector has been boosted with at least 732 nurses and midwives from Lira School of Comprehensive Nursing.
At least 20 SACCOs in Masindi municipality have benefited from Parish Community Association grant in the last 2 years. Tuliwamu Savings and Credit Association, consisting of 28 members in Kajura North, received a seed capital of 3 million shillings with an interest of 8%, and it was paid back.
After receiving 3 million, they told us we are supposed to pay in installments per month. Every month, we are supposed to pay 360,000 per month for 8 months. Then we paid the money.
The group invested its seed capital in piggery and poultry projects, which multiplied, and it is asking for more loans to expand its business.
After finishing the money, we told them to give us another what? Another money. They have said they are going to give us this month. At the end of this month, they are going to give us.
After realizing that such projects are more successful, a number of registered savings groups dealing in small-scale enterprises rushed for these soft loans.
People are interested in money, people are interested in working. So my appeal here to government is that whereas we are appreciating the 30 million shillings that were given to us, which have now accumulated to 33, we still appeal for more funding because you have already seen the PCA growing. It is growing its portfolio, meaning that if we got more money, it would be better for us. Actually, our request is that at least we move to around 100 million shillings. And if we grew at that rate of 30 to 33, 100 will also grow more.
The Parish Community Association is supported by the Office of the Minister for Bunyoro Affairs. The funds are expected to be channeled to the Parish Development Model Project.
I have made it very clear. The Parish Community Association was a pilot for Parish Model. We are no longer going to give money under that program because the Parish Model has taken over. So the parishes that had accessed 30 million each, which money has now built up. Some have had an interest of 3 million, others 5. They should continue using their money. They are not going to combine it with the parish model, but under their set structure, they should continue with their money, lending the groups, then the groups lend to the individuals. Because it is a success story, we don't want to lose it. Those groups should now target money in the parish model as individuals and as individual households, but also target money under my ministry through the micro projects, because that one is still running.
Namuyangu made this revelation while monitoring a number of government projects in Bunyoro sub-region.
Lira School of Comprehensive Nursing has graduated 732 in nursing and midwifery with a call to uphold health ethics to save lives of Ugandans. While presiding over the ceremony, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, Katie Lamaro, retaliated against the government's commitment towards adequate production of health resources in science to spur development.
Health sector has been boosted with at least 732 nurses and midwives from Lira School of Comprehensive Nursing. The Ministry of Education and Sports passes about 10,000 nurses and midwives yearly. About 3,000 doctors also graduate annually.
Finally, it has come to the end. It has not been easy, but still, God has been with us. We are so grateful.
Issues of tuition and the rest, but I give glory to God because today at least we can say thank you.
This is a great achievement to the sectors of education as well as health, especially during this challenging season when there is high demand for health workers to be deployed in various settings, including those with disease outbreaks. By virtue of the authority entrusted to me,
while presiding over the 5th graduation ceremony of Lira School of Comprehensive Nursing, the PA's Ministry of Education and Sports, Katie Lamaro, reiterated the government's commitment towards adequate production of human resources in science to spur development.
Any country can only develop through promoting sciences. So our prayer is that they will remain servants. And the fact that really government has committed resources to educating them, it is our hope that they will give back to government by working professionally and wholeheartedly.
The 2 years outside the field has given us more experience, interactions with different people. Though challenges have been there, but the best thing is that we have learned very much, more than we expected we could learn.
We have not yet got a good job yet. We are just struggling. So I urge the government to at least open for us some good opportunities.
We pray that they will keep the patient and the hospital property well with high integrity without any manipulation.
I solemnly pledge myself before God.
With over 10,000 nurses and midwives graduating yearly, the government still continues to record challenges in handling maternal and child health, and most health facilities are still understaffed as graduates remain unemployed and jobless. Eddie Olua, UBC News.
Government has pledged its continuous support and commitment to empowering youths living within suburbs, also referred to as ghettos. This was confirmed by the Director Crime Intelligence, Brigadier General Christopher Damulida, on an inspection tour of youths in the 5 divisions of Kampala.
According to Uganda's National Population Survey, youth make up the highest number of citizens. On several occasions, government has started initiatives to uplift standards of these youth. The Director Crime Intelligence, Brigadier General Christopher Damulida, accompanied by Major Emmanuel Kutesa and an advisor on ghetto affairs, Mark Bugembe, have started a campaign to monitor youth and different activities they do for a living. Among the suburb areas visited were Ipanda, Nakulabye, Lubaga, Usafi, Namasuba, Nakawa, Kawempe, to mention but a few.
Ngandaba IGP azze wano mu batuuze bange obakolamu omulimu bejja okwejja mu bwavu era nsubira nti abaana bano oba abavubuka bano bakoze n'amaanyi mangi era tebajja tuswaza tebajja kunswaza okuba nga bagenda bawa ssente.
In Kampala Central, the youth gathered at Usafi where they presented their SACCO documents to the visiting team, and in Kabalagala, the youth were given cash to boost their businesses. The youth in Makindi and Namasuba showcased their activities of bricklaying, calling for government support. Brigadier General Christopher Damulida cautioned youth to desist from protests and politicking, pledging government's full support. Major Emmanuel Kutesa asserted that the campaign was started by President Museveni to curb criminality among ghetto dwellers.
Government programs zinatuuka bana abaana ne batandika okukola mu bizinesi bwabwe ne batandiseeko kigenda kuyamba nnyo omwana wa wansi ali mu ghetto okufuna akasente ak'okukozesa ate ak'okulya. Kigenda kuyamba nnyo nti bano abaana abadde bamenya amateeka bagenda kuva mu bumenyi bw'amateeka batereere ate bakole ne gavumenti.
Mark Bugembe, famously known as Butcherman, advised the youth to embrace the campaign as it is to help them develop.
Ghetto structures zigenda kuyambako ba ghetto youth programs za government okuzimanya n'okubanga zisobola ku ba ghetto youth abaddala. Programs zibadde zijjange za government nga tezituuka ku ba ghetto youth abaddala. Kati sawa yeno okubanga ghetto youth asobola okufuna mu programs za government kubanga bachairman b'ebitundu abamu tebamanyi ba ghetto youth. Kati twakoze structures zino okuli ghetto chairman, okuli secretary ne treasurer ne commando mu. Kati tugenda tugulawo zi office.
The Agribusiness Development Center, in partnership with CTINI, this week held a 2-day training on price risk management in response to the needs of coffee, cocoa farmers, traders and exporters. The training focused on the market fundamentals of demand and supply.
Make coffee and cocoa agribusiness value chains self-sufficient and profitable. Agribusiness Development Center's price risk management training is closing in on the gaps of emerging challenges farmers, traders and exporters face.
For example, you know, the local price has almost been the same as the export price, and therefore farmers who are in the export business who incur a lot of costs in terms of matching the international standards are almost facing the same market with the local participants. And therefore, the people who are in the local market seem to make more business than even on the export. So we go through all those market dynamics.
The need for traders to always give updates on the ground in respect to logistics management to earn trust from their contractors is emphasized.
As a leader, the vision bearer, and the manager of the organization, I was not moving very fast. The organization had some challenges whereby I could not have knowledge to negotiate international businesses.
Often, farmers get unfair prices due to ignorance on prevailing market trends. ADC's price risk management training brings together various stakeholders from the public and private sector to enrich beneficiaries with knowledge on international best practices.
There have been several violations along the value chain where we see especially farmers being cheated, traders are cheated, they're not getting a fair share, but also not to undermine the issue that value addition is really an important aspect that we address, because over time Uganda has been trapped at the lower bottom of the value chain.
World coffee production for 2022-23 is forecast to reach 175 million bags, which is an increase of 7.8 million bags, as Brazil's Arabica crop enters the 1 year of the biennial production cycle. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News.
MTN joins the people of Keralur to celebrate the 12th coronation anniversary of the King of Keralur, His Royal Majesty Ubim Philip Raoni III in October. At MTN, we believe that we only succeed if the communities in which we operate succeed. And so, we're happy to join the people and well-wishers of the people of Keralur in promoting social cultural programs of the UBIM.
Walegu Mugisa ni UBIMu ku Keralur.
The Electricity Disputes Tribunal is a specialized quasi-judicial body established under Section 93 of the Electricity Act to handle all civil cause disputes relating, but not limited to, regulatory disputes, billing and licensing, tariffs, power generation, transmission and distribution issues, compensation resulting from activities in the electricity sector, including civil wrongs and breaches of statutory and contractual duties and consumer-related complaints. The Electricity Disputes Tribunal is a special court and the first instance court that deals with electricity matters in the country. For more information, please contact the Electricity Disputes Tribunal at Amber House, Kampala Road, opposite Post Office, or call us on 041 23 2987.
Did you know that a cashless, secure, and convenient lifestyle is possible with Airtel Money Pay? Pay for your goods and services in the following simple steps. Dial *185*9#. Enter the merchant ID. Enter the amount. Enter payment reference, for example, school items. Please enter PIN to confirm. You will receive a confirmation message for a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that there are confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. We, however, urge the public not to panic as the situation is being managed. The Ministry of Health further reminds the public to be on the lookout for any persons who may show signs and symptoms of Ebola. These include high body temperature, abdominal pains, diarrhea, vomiting, bleeding from the body openings such as the nose, eyes, and mouth. Please inform inform the nearest health worker immediately if you see anyone with these signs and symptoms. To prevent Ebola from spreading further, please take the following preventive measures: regular washing of hands with water and soap, avoid handshaking and hugging, avoiding any contact with any suspected Ebola patients. Any person who dies suddenly should not be buried but reported to the nearest health worker or LC1 immediately. For further information, please call the Ministry of Health toll-free number on 0800-100-066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and World Health Organization.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
John Ferrer, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You say I was just trying to get the document to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just say for register. Yes. Become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
No mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. Jinja City Authority is hosting a business summit, urging the commercial sector community to make use of this opportunity to showcase and exchange ideas to revitalize business. The City Authority, with different partners, have launched the summit, which is slated for 11th to the 12th of November at Jinja Civil Service College.
Most of the businesses in Jinja are feeling the impact of COVID-19 that has disabled most of their trading patterns. However, Jinja City Authority now wants to attract investments to revitalize the area business through a business summit.
And the two-day summit and exhibition will be officiated by the Right Honourable Minister, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, the Minister for East African Community Affairs and also First Deputy Prime Minister.
The Deputy Mayor, Jinja City, Fazila Kauma, says the relevancy of the business summit will serve the purpose.
Jinja as a city, we are all aware, is strategically located with a lot of potential for development. You could come and venture in agriculture. You could do agro processing.
We have the brains, so we want business ideas to come here so that we are able to build our city, which we are thinking about by 2040 to be the most modern city in Africa. Because whatever we require to build an industry, whatever we require to build up tourism, whatever we require to build up commerce is there.
Jinja Southern Division Mayor Nasser Asiraf says they are blessed with every opportunity and kind of necessities that make them unique.
Jinja is surrounded by water, which is the lake and the river. Jinja has the railway transport. Jinja is also having an airport. So with those transport means, as a business person and as the mayor of Jinja Southern Division, I think those are the necessities that we need as a capital to start up a business.
Director, Africa Center for Economic Dialogue, Julius Nsubuga, says the business summit will address some of the existing challenges.
And so by 2035, more than about half of Africa's population will be living in cities. And so with over about, say, 400 million people by 2035, added to the urban population. And so that means that, of course, it is exciting, but at the same time, it is paradoxical in a way that you can be excited, but of course there are also many other challenges.
The Equity Bank Regional Manager Joel Wamika says they have supported the business community to access financing to re-energize their businesses.
We've rolled out what we call the Africa Resilience and Recovery Plan, which we have rolled out about 22.8 trillion shillings to support businesses, to support young people, to support farmers, to support the agriculture and logistics industry. So for all the business people that want to participate in this space, please come for the summit. Equity Bank shall be available to ensure that you have the right advice and you can be able to access the money and the funds to fund your business idea.
Ginger Business and Investment Summit is slated for the 11th and 12th of November that will take place at the Civil Service College, aiming at attracting investment. Story compiled by Sulaka Gugube.
Now, the tourism industry is one of those sectors earning Uganda foreign exchange, and it is a fact open for all to see. But the hotel industry, which greatly drives the tourism and hospitality sector, is grappling with over 25 taxes. The chairman, Uganda Tourism Board, Daudi Migereko, says this is delaying the sector's recovery from the effects of COVID-19.
From Boise to Nabuero, that road.
When COVID-19 hit the world, Uganda was not spared. The empty roads, locked business premises, and silent nights were as a result of a national lockdown declared by the head of state. Lives were saved and damage was minimized. But the country's sectors, said to have operated at less than half capacity, affected the economy. One of them was tourism.
Yes, we were badly hit by COVID. Badly hit by COVID for nearly 2 years. We had no business, and those who had taken up loans, put up hotels, are still suffering with those loans and the interest, particularly which accrued during the COVID period. We have presented this as a matter for consideration by government, and we are hoping, we are looking forward to a solution coming up.
In the midst of a biting economy, we found Morinamanda Tumsime in the eastern district of Busia. The administrator of Jaire Hotel was operating on God's mercy.
Since coronavirus, we are operating in negative.
One of her predicaments was the increase in property tax that she at that time appealed to government to waive.
We are not working, and at the same time, we know that for these almost 3 to 4 months, we still have to pay the revenue when we are not working.
Nearly 1 year since the lockdown was lifted across all sectors in the country, the hotel sector is still struggling.
Business is returning to normal, and we have started seeing tourists coming back. Domestic tourists have come back in big numbers. When we had Munyonyo, you could see the numbers were building up. But also in the game parks, the numbers have actually gone beyond the 2019 numbers in terms of tourists who are visiting the game parks.
The 25 taxes on hotel business have been brought to the attention of government by the relevant agency. Daudi Migereko is the chairman of Uganda Tourism Board.
There is the issue of VAT. The VAT law had a problem in that as soon as you issued an invoice and it was immediately recognized by URA, they would expect you to remit. It was expected that you were paid and you would be required as a hotel to remit VAT or 18% to Uganda Revenue Authority. But as you know, many businesses run on credit.
Migereko is hopeful that there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
We are going to see greater interest taken in mountaineering as an adventure. So some will be going up Rwenzori, some will be going up Erigon, some are going up Kaguru, and I can tell you this is one other area of tourism that has come up.
How soon this outcry will be attended to, only time will tell. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Uganda Cooperative Alliance Limited is working with its legal team to redeem its assets that were fraudulently sold off by former management members. This in addition to seeking compensation from government for members that lost their property over 3 decades ago during political transitions.
Uganda Cooperative Alliance's 54th annual general meeting in Kampala saw over 100 representatives of member cooperatives listening to the body's performance in the financial year 2021-22.
And I want to inform the members that we have really implemented up to almost 20% of our targets, because it is a 5-year strategic plan and we have just completed 1 year, and we envisage to really continue implementing and succeeding.
However, the cooperators are determined to recover all their contested property that was mismanaged and sold off by prior managers of the body. Land recoveries in areas like Mbalwa, Chagwe, Chaliwajala, among others, have been redeemed so far.
All the properties we are talking about are prime properties. Most of it are located in Kampala. In Obugoroba, as I said, the land was worth even $3 million US, but see how much they sold it at $1 million US. So I cannot quantify because it's a lot of properties. Some we are yet even identified.
Due to the current high cost of money, the members have tasked government to revive the cooperative bank in order to increase liquidity and growth among their businesses.
If we multiplied this number and came together as cooperatives and said, before we move out, we need our own bank. And each cooperator, or each society, or each cooperator, the 14 million, everybody should buy shares in this bank of 100,000. Isn't that almost 1.4 trillion for all cooperators?
Uganda Cooperative Alliance boasts to have 14 million members distributed all over the country, dealing in various sectors of Uganda's economy, with the largest proportion in the agricultural sector, and holds assets worth 12,323,522,999 shillings. Wadulo Makanol, UBC News in Kampala.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165*77# or use the Momo app to register.
Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone, the most affordable smartphone in Uganda. You get to enjoy free 1 GB for 1 whole year. My Airtel 4G smartphone, your best value for money. Visit the nearest Airtel outlet today and get one at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. Airtel, the smartphone network.
And now into the world of sports. The Sand Cranes began their campaign at the 2022 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations finals with a loss to reigning champions Senegal. The Cranes were held to a 10-1 defeat against the title holders in their first game played on Saturday afternoon in Vilanculo, Mozambique.
Uganda suffered a 10-1 loss to Senegal in their opener at the 2022 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations finals. The match played Saturday afternoon in Vilanculo, Mozambique, saw the Sand Cranes struggle for the entire time to level up to a strong Senegalese side.
It's a very difficult result, but you know, we lose 10-1, you can lose 6-1, we lose. And today, we did not play a well 1-against-1, you know, in defense, so it was very difficult to control the game. We had a lot of possession of ball, but we had no chances. So tomorrow we have to be aggressive and have possession of ball.
The Cranes will now strive for a better performance against Egypt and Madagascar if they are to make it to the semi-finals. The first and second place in Groups A and B will proceed to the semi-finals.
Unfortunate that we've lost our first game, but we have to pick up ourselves and look forward for the game coming up tomorrow against Madagascar if we are to stay in the competition.
Now we have to focus on our next match. This is Madagascar, and this is the way to go to the semi-finals.
This is the second time the Sand Cranes are taking part in the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations, the first time being in 2021, where they finished fourth. Grace Joyce Kemgisa, UBC News.
We'd like to thank you so much for your company and also want to encourage you to enjoy the rest of your evening. UBC, of course, does have a lot of programming lined up for you tonight. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Good night.
UBC